Why?
I just want to call Sherry. What's happening? Wow, look how much better this picture is. Bro,
Yeah.
you should see my laptop. If you just watch my video, I mean, just real quick. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Iggy MB5679 checking in. As always, like promised, attorney at law, Joe Palmetto. On YouTube is at Joe Palmetto Show. This is a brief intro for the recording, you know. But anyway, guys, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna share. You guys want to start saying what's up to Joe? You can. I gotta put my shirt back on, and you can say what's up to Joe for a minute. I'm gonna share this. All mods, please share. Anyone out there, please share the stream. Get it out there right now, ASAP, because we only got 45 minutes. Joe has to go to his nephew's birthday party. So we only got 45 minutes today, but he'll be back. We'll have another long stream, and I'll go live again with you guys. But please share this out so we don't have to wait 20 minutes for everyone to come in. And also, moderators, every 5 minutes, drop the link to Joe's show. So every 5 minutes, please drop Joe Palmetto Law Show link. And also, hey, Sarah, I'll switch it up. Also, mods, everyone else in here, no entertainment to any type of trolls. Any disrespectful thing happens, put them in timeout. They do it again, get rid of them. This is a live stream for education and you know, like the chill, love, happiness, all that good stuff. We're not, the trolls are X'd out. All right, so I'm just letting you guys know now. Hey, Anna, what's up, baby? Sarah, what's up, baby? John Smith, what's up, boo? Even though you a dude. It's like, nah. Planet Ian, what's up, kitty? Ray, what's up, baby? Oh, all right, bet. We at 11. Share this out. This is Joe, guys. Most of you have met him. Phones are going to be open in, give it 10 minutes. Phones will be open. Ask any question you want.
Is that your number?
And Radical Life has the number we're going to be using. I got to connect it to Wi-Fi. Here, I'll give it to you. You know how to do it. That's right. Yeah, because it's that text now app. I got to go to Wi-Fi. Hey, Eggs, my man. Yeah, this is my man Joe, lawyer. I just met him a couple weeks ago. Reached out to me, his own channel from Pittsburgh. So, you know what I mean? Why not? Why not? Try to help him get subs, and he's helping all of us understand the law better. And it's understanding the law from, you know, the law books, you know, not like a criminal state of mind. I'm telling you the law from just being in trouble. He's telling you the law from actually studying it. So it's a very intellectual conversations we have in these live streams.
I'd say this too is you get my opinion and Iggy's opinion. You're gonna get a nice rounded sense, right? So Iggy can tell you what, you know, from his perspective, from the person, you know, facing a case, etc. And then I can tell you from the legal, the lawyer, the judge's perspective, all of that going to give you a nice rounded understanding. I mostly do criminal defense. I also do personal injury, civil work, landlord tenant. I can answer your questions about the Constitution, freedom of speech. I mean, whatever you want to throw at me. I can't type, but I can see it. So, you know, if you guys want to get them started, or are we going to do call-ins, or how do you want to do this? You want me to take them off the stream?
You're saying you can't type? It types. See,
but I got to pull it close. I can't stretch my arm.
Oh, I got you. Don't worry about it.
I got an injured arm. An injured arm. First question.
16, give it about 5 minutes. You can start answering them for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
5 minutes for open phones. So.
Stack Stevenson, I can answer that question. Can a company you worked for refuse you unemployment? So I can tell you Pennsylvania law. Keep that in mind. Your state may be a little bit different. The answer is yes. They can, under certain conditions, they can refuse you unemployment. So if you've committed what's called wrongful, you've committed willful misconduct, you can be denied unemployment. If you voluntarily quit, you can be denied unemployment. There are also other conditions that under which they can deny you unemployment, but those first two are the most common ones. Do you have a more specific scenario, or do you have a more specific scenario? If you do, I can give you a little bit of a more specific answer. Here's what I'll expand on that. Willful misconduct is something like, let's say you didn't, let's say they caught you doing drugs at work. They can fire you, deny you unemployment. Let's say you're a security guard and you fell asleep on the job. That there's actually case law on that. That's willful misconduct. Let's say that you were given a direct instruction to do something from your boss, and if you don't have a good reason and you refuse it, you can actually be terminated from that, and that is considered willful misconduct. Most often what happens is people are laid off, and for a layoff, you are entitled to unemployment. And a layoff is when the company fires you, okay, but they did it because for monetary reasons. Most often they reduced a section or a unit, etc. So thank you, please sub. So to me and Iggy, but so willful misconduct can be a bunch of stuff. All right. If you're laid off, you should be entitled to unemployment. If you just don't show up one day and you get fired, all right, they can deny you unemployment. Here's an important thing to know is if they fire you for what is called, like, let's say they don't like your work product, and I can't think of the word right now, but say they just think you're not the best employee, you're not meeting, your sales goals, etc. They fire you for work performance, you are still entitled to unemployment. So if you get fired for work performance, fill out that unemployment. If you get laid off, fill out that unemployment. If you quit, you will not get unemployment. Some circumstances you can, but for the most part, you can't. Now, sometimes the employers will try to make you quit and when they were going to fire you to try to sneak you out of unemployment. Okay. But don't let that happen. Talk to an attorney if that happens.
And when you're done, I'll touch up on it.
If you want to add, I was gonna get to the next question.
Wait, no, let me, because I have to go with that. So, all right, I shared it out as best I could, guys. So, listen, right? Now, here's my experience with that stack. And like he said, this is law in Pennsylvania. It could vary state to state. However, I went and I got denied several jobs because of my record. All right. Then I went to welding school and I got 2 welding jobs hired almost on the spot, but say like I started like 3 days later, something like that. You have to weld for them and then you come back and got a job. Now, during that time when I got the job, there's like a process where that's when they background check you, right? The first one, I lasted almost a month. The second one was, oh, my bad. The first one was 2 weeks. The second one was 4 days I lasted. And the second job was like good money. Like it was overnight. It was perfect. Both people come back and fire me because of my record. I'm like, dude, I tell everyone up front, I'm a felon. They ask you, what were you ever convicted of a felon? That's the question. All right. So I tell them my convictions and I'm honest about it. I don't lie. I tell them my convictions. Both places fired me for crimes I wasn't convicted of. Violent crime that I wasn't convicted of. I done went over this with you guys before, so most of you know. It was a carjacking and the other one's a robbery. Innocent in both of them. Acquitted in one, withdrawn to less charge in the other. We actually spoke on the last live stream, and all I'm going to add to this is that I tell them the truth, and then when I ask them, why are you firing me? I told you about my felonies, and they say that one, okay? And I went, how can you, what? I wasn't convicted of it. Well, after I got fired, like both times I had to be escorted out from police because I was mad, man. Like, this is my livelihood. Like, I went to school for this stuff. Like, I was mad, and I'm doing the right thing. Like, I thought when you do the right thing, good things happen back. And they're just screwing with me left and right. It's almost like the one that worked 2 weeks ago, it's almost like he just got me to do all this work for him, like, because they busted my ass there. And then he don't need me no more. Got rid of me. That was his excuse. Well, by law, they can do this. So I leave again, or I got escorted up by cops. And afterwards, I have this lawyer, Abramovitz, that I was fighting a parking ticket with. So we go to court, and I mentioned it to him. And he told me by law in PA, they can hold any charge they want against you, even if you weren't convicted. Is that right? Is that correct? By law, this is what
You mean
Abramovitz
an
said.
employer?
You know Kevin Abramovitz.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, whatever version of the Constitution or
yeah,
something.
an employer can consider, they can fire someone essentially over a criminal record.
Of non-conviction, right? That's what Abramovitz said.
As far as I know, I think they can. I mean, what you got to do, man, is you got to get that expunged.
Yeah.
We can expunge the stuff that was dismissed.
Yeah.
Or null prost. I don't know what happened with those cases exactly, but that's just some good, it takes some money to do that.
Yeah, man, we talk.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I think it's bullshit too. What happened to you? It's like, why, if especially you were honest with them up front, and then they come around and they pull this type of shit, because those aren't, the only thing they can ask you is about convictions. Okay.
Right.
But
it says it on it.
But I believe that they can consider that other stuff if they find out about it somehow, and they can look into your background through other methods. It's different, right? There's a difference between them investigating your background and what they can ask you to admit to.
It's an investing app that lets you buy.
And by law, expungement record, let's real quick, let's touch on it and get these questions. The expungement, what you were just saying, I know we went briefly over this last time, but I had one acquittal and the other one was actually the withdrawn to a less charge. And you said that felony is going to be harder to expunge.
It may be.
Because it was.
Is this all Allegheny County?
Yeah, everything.
It may be. But I'll look into it. We'll look into it for sure.
Yeah, no, I was saying if we have anything to tell them on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smash them like
so, something, I'll tell you this though, if they terminate you for that, you should be entitled to unemployment as long as you work there long enough. That's the thing, is there's other requirements for unemployment. Yeah.
Well, I guess I wasn't long enough, huh?
I'd have to look at it, but there is a requirement that you have to earn so much money during a certain quarter of the year in order to be eligible for unemployment. But that wouldn't be willful misconduct or those other things. Just taking that back to the original question. That's all.
I just learned something. Did you guys? I just learned something.
Yeah.
6 months there. Oh yeah, you're eligible then. Stack, the one who said the question.
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it's every state's a little bit different. Unemployment is actually like an insurance system. Okay, and that's the reason employers can challenge it, because the more ex-employees that an employer has on unemployment, they actually have to pay a higher portion of taxes to the state. Does he want me? He asked me about the militarization of police and the founding fathers. Explain how the founding fathers didn't want us police.
Wait,
by
my bad.
By the military. I could talk about that.
Yeah, I also wanted to get this kid in.
Okay.
No, it's all right. I'll actually write these down if people want to call in. Guys, if you want to call in, it will be a lot easier to answer questions. I'm going to start writing questions down. Nick Abala, hey Iggy, ask him about dipping out on a furlough in jail. I know that's trouble, but go ahead, Joe. Tell you.
They're going to charge you. That's an escape. They're going to charge you with an escape. What?
Pen somewhere?
Maybe over
I had
the
mine.
table.
I had mine, brother.
They're gonna. So I've dealt with this issue. If you get a furlough, let's say for a funeral, etc., you may be released from jail for 2 days, then you have to come back and report by a certain time. Now, if you don't, even if you're just late, they can charge you with an escape. Again, PA law. Even if you're late, but let's say you come back to the jail a week later, you're going to get an escape. That escape is also categorized as a felony in Pennsylvania. I believe it's an F3 or an F2. And let me tell you, it'll be very easy for them to prove that against you in court. So if you are on a furlough, you don't come back on time, or if you don't come back you come back a week after, or let's say you never come back, you're going to get hit with a felony. And it's very easy for them to prove that in court. They can come in, they'll have someone from the jail there who will show records for when the furlough was, the records of when you were supposed to return. And I'm not kidding. I mean, it could be a 20-minute trial, and it'd be very difficult to beat. So my advice is don't dip out on a furlough, man. Don't do it.
Nah. It ain't worth it.
They might
bro.
lower that to like a misdemeanor, but they may not. I've seen some district attorneys, if they don't like the defendant for some reason, if there's a long prior record or some real bullshit on his record, you know, some
They'll crack your head.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's that, bro.
You'll go right back. You'll get 6 months to a year added onto your jail time.
Well, yeah, and
maybe more.
3.5 to 7 is a mandatory for escape if you get Actually, wait, never mind. A mandatory. I seen someone get 3 months, 6 months, and the dude that escaped from Quahana boot camp, I was there. He escaped from the penitentiary.
From the pen.
Yeah, Guido.
Yeah.
I should say his name. They gave him, man, listen, this dude had 4 months to do a 4-month bid upstate. It's called the SIP program. You do about a year in jail, but you go through Camp Hill, then you do 4 months of TC, then you go through a CC center, which is like a rehab halfway house where you're locked down. It's still like jail. Then you go to a halfway. It was a 2-year flat sentence, but jail time, he's only in jail max a year. This dude ran from Quahana boot camp, which is a SCI, State Correctional Institution. They had him and this dude had a car, pick him up, drove off. There's no fence around the jail because it's a boot camp. They're running. They just don't have a fence around the jail. They gave him 3.5 to 7 years, and then he got resentenced on the SIP. And he got a 3 to 6 for a burglary with a 3.5 to 7 running consecutive. Now, just real quick, concurrent means like, say I got 2 charges, I get a 1 to 2 and a 2 to 4. 2 separate charges. My judge says run them concurrent. That means I'm only doing 2 to 4 years, the higher one. Now, say I get a 3 to 6 for a burglary and I get a 2.5 to 5 for a assault with a deadly weapon. And the judge says I'm running them consecutive. That means each bid I have to parole from. I'm going to do 1 sentence. If I max out, I max out. Then I start the next one. You know what I mean? You don't go home until you get paroled off both. But that's that. Main thing is don't run, because you can't run from no problems. Face that. Unless you if you're getting furloughed, you're not getting no serious. You're not doing time.
All right.
You know what I mean? You're not got life. If you had life, I'd tell you run. If you had 20 years, I'd say, yeah, dude, it's worth it. If you're furloughed, you're not doing time. It ain't worth it. That's sweet. You know what you could do with a furlough. You know what I mean? You could have sex. YouTube guidelines. You know what you can do, man. You can bust your moves. You can live all right, man. But running is the dumbest thing to do. Trust me.
Yeah.
Happy Quills. We're going to go straight to you, bud.
And one more. Let me add one more.
Sorry.
Just,
And call in, guys.
If you're late on the furlough, call the jail or the prison. Call them. They might cut you some slack if you have a good reason. Your car broke down, blah, blah, blah. But let them know. Yeah, ER, whatever. Like call.
Get paperwork from the emergency room.
Right.
You're dead. You're giving.
Even because I had a guy get out and he didn't have a car and this and that. It was a problem. Now he missed like a whole day, but regardless. All right. We'll go to the next one.
Happy Quills. I have a second question. Happy Quills says relative. This is a crazy question. I mean, good. Relative to militarization, I can't say the word, of our police. Before you leave, would you explain how the founding fathers didn't want us policed by the military? I don't really know about that.
I have some insight into this. Okay, I don't know all the history, Happy Quills. You may know a little bit more. Here's what I can tell you though, is there is a, the Revolutionary War, right? The British Army was coming through and making American British, who knows what citizens, they were called the colonists at the time, right? They were, the British Army was forcing the colonists to quarter British soldiers, right? So they were forcing these colonists to keep British soldiers at their houses overnight, weeks, months on end, feed them, take care of them, clothe them, dress them, etc. Okay, so when the United States won the war, that was put into the Constitution that that no private citizen can be required to quarter a soldier overnight. So that tells you a little bit about the opinion of the founding fathers, right? They don't want the military in their house, okay, forcing themselves on private citizens. Then you look at the Fourth Amendment, okay, which protects a private citizen from unreasonable search and seizure. Okay, that's another thing, stopping the police from coming into your house, searching your belongings, giving you some rights in that category. You also have the Second Amendment, right? Okay, the right to bear arms. So if you look at the Constitution as a whole, soldiers cannot be quartered in a private citizen's house. The Second Amendment allows private citizens to bear arms. The Fourth Amendment protects people from unreasonable search and seizure. It's not an unreasonable conclusion to draw that the founding fathers did not want the police to be militarized, did not want the military, okay, or the police invading the lives of private citizens. I mean, the Constitution is a document that tries to preserve the privacy of the American citizens, and we have fairly strong privacy rights in this country compared to a lot of countries around the world. So I feel confident in saying that and there may be other scholarship out there that I'm not aware of. Maybe Thomas Jefferson or Alexander Hamilton wrote something on point on this issue, but it's clear to me from the early history of this country, the founding fathers didn't want the police, didn't want the military, okay, invading people's lives unless it was absolutely necessary.
Okay, I'm trying to find a convicts right now, guys. See a couple of people saying convict had a good question. I got to scroll up in the chat, and I'm trying to answer people at the same time. Here we go. But guys, call in. It makes it a little bit easier because while you're talking, I can write the questions down in the chat. Phones are open. No one called yet. All right, my ringer's on. Feel free to call in. At convict, how hard is it for a first-time offender to get their record expunged?
Okay, so it depends on what it is. If you got convicted of a felony, even if it's your first time, that's not coming off your record. If you were convicted of a misdemeanor, there are new laws in place depending on the offense in Pennsylvania. 5 years, I believe 5 years, you can get it sealed. 10 years, you may be able to get a little bit of a greater form of expungement. Certain offenses, it depends. That actually might be 8 years on the seal.
Whoa! Sorry, they're watching us.
Click on that. Click on that.
They still see us.
Just click on no. Shit.
It's over here, maybe.
Yeah, let me do it. Sorry.
They're watching you, bro.
I got you. I got you, but I want to pull it back up so they can see.
They do. They see it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Shoot. Shit. Okay, we're back. All right, so now we can see ourselves. But so felonies are basically you're going to be stuck with essentially for life unless you get a pardon. Misdemeanor, and at least in Pennsylvania, you can get some of those taken care of. It's between 5 to 10 years. A summary offense, which is the lowest level of offense, even if you're convicted, okay, after 5 years, you can expunge those. All right. So most of my expungements are summaries. Now, like what Iggy was talking about, if you're charged with something and then it's dismissed, it's still publicly searchable. Okay. And with technology, the internet, employers are more savvy. They go in, I can access things online. They know how to do that too. It's publicly searchable. So they go and they see, oh, he was charged with, who knows, armed bank robbery 10 years ago, but he beat the case. That wouldn't come up on a background search, but it might be available, okay, online somewhere. So you can get that expunged. You can get things that if you beat a case, it's an acquittal, dismissal, null pros, withdraw, you can get those expunged. It's only the convictions that really stay. So you got to talk to your lawyer is what it comes down to. Every state is a little bit different. My understanding is some states are allow much more to get expunged than Pennsylvania does.
I was putting that on Snapchat. Get the snap. People will be coming over. A lot of people from there will come over. We on another question then. This Joe guy is so nice to lend his time. It really is, Yvonne.
You're welcome.
A lawyer to do this is in your best interest to do something like this.
And I got to thank Iggy for bringing me on his show and introducing me to this community. I mean, he's been amazing.
No doubt. It wasn't even a question to me, man. Like when he reached out to me, not only fellow Pittsburgher, but he's a lawyer and he's putting in time on YouTube to teach the law, which a lot of people don't understand. Like me, when I was a kid, man, biggest mistake I did was not knowing the law and pleading guilty so I could get out of jail quicker. That's what they do.
Yeah.
We're the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and our courthouse is called the Court of Common Plea. It's made to take a plea. The jail is made to break you till you plea out. Like our county jail is so damn stressful that all you want to do is get out of there. Like I pled just to get to prison. I told Jins on lockup, like I could not wait to go to penitentiary. I was excited because I was getting out of the county, but I messed up at a young age because I pled guilty to take probation. And in PA, at least for me, and a lot of people tell you in PA, probation, dude, you gotta walk like a damn. I don't even know what to compare it to. Like it's crazy. I can't stay out of jail on probation. I'm looking for questions right now, guys.
There was one gaming dude. You're actually right. If you escape from a secured facility, it affects the grading of the felony. So leaving a jail or a prison, there's different levels. There's different gradings for escape. I don't have it all in front of me, and I don't have it all memorized. But you're right. That's a good point. There's some facilities that people will be in doing time, like rehabs, where they can just walk out of. Okay, and each one is a little bit different. It does affect the grading, but you will be hit with a felony if you leave a jail or a prison.
And guys, I got Sean. Can they take it away for assault with a dangerous weapon charge, and improper storage? I want assault and assault with a dangerous weapon. It was improper storage. I honestly don't understand that question. Joe might.
You mean take away your firearm rights, Sean? Or your gun, your weapon? I gotta be honest with you, Sean. I'm not sure. Can they take it away for assault with dangerous weapon charge, and improper storage? I want assault with. So you just ended up getting convicted, I guess, of the improper storage. I'd have to look at that. I'd have to look at that law.
Sure.
You know, what I'm going to do here is write down some things. Me and Iggy were talking. We're going to do one on gun rights. Okay, we're going to do a call in on gun rights. And I need to do a little bit of my homework on that. So, you know, I do know a lot off the top of my head, but the way a lot of attorneys work too is, you know, a case comes to me and I learn about that charge and that crime and that case. So if I haven't dealt with it, I may not know. I'm not sure if improper storage can infringe on your gun rights going forward. And I think what you're saying is it make you a person not to possess. So if you get certain charges or convictions, you become a person not to possess. You can no longer possess firearms. The Second Amendment is not absolute in that sense. And the Supreme Court of the United States has backed that up. That's an interesting one with the improper storage. Here's the thing. I did look into, the restoration of gun rights. And oftentimes what you have to do is get a pardon. You have to get a pardon from that prior conviction. Even an expungement might help, but certain felonies you can only be pardoned. And sometimes that's what needs to be done to get your gun rights back. You want to look for a new question, or you want to comment?
Sure. Amethyst. I remember them.
Amethyst.
Sorry.
Okay.
Did it go all the way down? I don't want to have skipped anyone.
Sorry, I went
Strike
down.
the like. No, it's the That's what the chat does. It does my thing too. Hubby wants county because it's less time, but he doesn't get county. Sucks so bad compared to prison. Amethyst, I understand what you mean. That's the pros and cons. That's the like equation, I guess. That's the skill with it. Prison and PA is just better. It's a lot more dangerous. You're gonna get, if something goes down, it's gonna go down for real. Like, I get that part, but the county is it just sucks. So no outside, your skin gets all messed up, dandruff, the food sucks, fights every day, people are retarded, and then you've got clowns in the county. Clowns, like straight clowns, bro. I don't know any other way to explain it. It gets more real upstate, which I like that because the respect level is at a man-to-man respect. Like the county jail, you got all them. Here we go. Now, but real quick, guys, the pros and cons about that. Let me finish real quick. You're live on EMB 5679. Give me 1 second. The pros and cons about that is that the county, you're doing less time. Okay, you can't do more than 2 years in the county jail. So 11.5 to 23 months is the highest county bid you can get. Anything 1 day less than 1 year, 2 days less than 2 years is county. Anything over that, you're going upstate. So you got to look at it like if you're going to prison, you're doing more time. If you're staying in the county, you're doing less time. But I would take 3 years in prison before 1.5 years in the county. All day. Like I'm telling you. We got a caller. Hey, what's your name? Who's calling in?
Hi, this is Elfie, the Greek girl.
Oh, what's up, Greek girl? The horse girl. What's up, baby?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Where's the speaker at? Can they hear this?
They should be able
All
to.
right. Go ahead, Delt. What's up,
I
man?
don't know where it is. I think it's here.
Oh, it's up now. It's up now.
Did you say go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thanks for taking my call. I'm nervous, so I'll just try to get.
You're good. Don't
make
worry.
it fast. Okay. So you all know I have a YouTube channel and I document on the vlog every day what I do. But well, maybe you don't. But
Yes, ma'am. I know what you're talking about.
I got run over by a horse that did not belong to me. It belonged to the owner of the property that I leased the horse property from. So it's not my residential property. It's where my horses are staying. It's ground, it's
Okay.
property. It's horse property.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the guy moved his horses in with my horses, and because he wanted to rent his land out for cows. And so that's what happened. And then I was feeding his horses, or my horses, and his horse came up and it ran over me because it's food aggressive. And I ended up going to the ER. And as a matter of fact, the police officer witnessed the whole thing because he was just on patrol across the street. So I have the best witness ever.
Okay.
And I went to the ER and I have a shattered arm and shoulder and screws in my shoulder and everything now. And then I didn't tell the property owner what happened to me. I just told him I slipped on ice. I didn't talk about my injury because I didn't want him kicking me off the property. But this only just happened back in March.
Okay.
And so anyway, so the property owner ended up going in for surgery a couple weeks ago. His daughter from out of state came into town and had no idea that I got run over by the horse, but she just wants to get me off the property so she can rent it all out to cows. And then so she made all these threats that she was gonna, if I didn't remove the horses, they were all gonna go to the stockyard, which means they would get slaughtered eventually. And so I called the police on her, of course. And then things got worse, and she's just, I have enough on her. I video recorded her doing terrible things to me, making threats against me and everything, and the police know about it. They said to go get an eviction notice. I mean, not an eviction notice, a restraining order. Mm-hmm. And I was so afraid to get the restraining order that they would go and I just didn't dare do it until the guy I just didn't do it because I was thinking, no, the property owner is going to get out of the hospital and everything's going to be okay. But I don't think it's going to be okay. Nobody served me an eviction notice. Mm-hmm. They want it. But I am going to go ahead and file charges on the personal injury. So my question is, that right now is a very stressful time because I have to go on the property and take care of my horses.
Sure.
And and they don't know that I saw all this legal, that I am going to pursue the charges on a personal injury case. So when they approach me, I don't want to talk to them right now, but they're going to approach me because they try to. So what should I do during this time? I just barely decided to get the personal injury lawyer. We haven't filed the charge yet. He only said I had a case over the phone. We haven't filed anything yet.
Yeah.
I don't meet with him until next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Until Tuesday coming up. So between now and Tuesday, how do I behave when I go onto that property?
Well, so what are you worried about? Them asking you about the incident and how you got hurt? Because
yeah, they're going to ask me about that, and they're going to try and give me a verbal eviction notice, and I will not take a verbal. I won't accept a verbal eviction.
Do you have a contract with them leasing the property?
Well, I only had a verbal one until the daughter tried to give me an eviction notice. And then so the lawyer that I talked to over the phone, who I'm supposed to meet for the first time next week, he said that her trying to serve me an eviction notice was as good as me having a lease. So I don't know.
What state are you in?
Colorado.
Okay. So every state is a little bit different. I can talk to you about like Pennsylvania. I mean, it makes it like, so, well, first let me say this. I usually deal with residential leases, okay? This is technically a commercial lease, okay? Because you're leasing it would be in Pennsylvania because, you know, you're leasing their property to keep your horses there, right? Okay. So that's not a residence for a human being. It's a residence for an animal. All right. So in Pennsylvania, to evict, even in the absence of any lease, they have to give you 30-day notice. If she hands you this form, okay, or, you know, that's probably good enough to give you notice. Now, did that form that she give you, did that have like a period? Did it say you must be out by a certain date?
What she did was she wrote it down on a piece of paper and then took a picture of it.
Okay.
And she did put a date on it.
What?
But she didn't even have my real name. She doesn't even know my name. I've only met this girl 3 times.
Okay, so the argument there is that it's improper notice. And here's what I'll tell you. In Pennsylvania, for an eviction notice, it has to have certain elements, like certain things have to be written into it. And that's all in the law, right? So a good landlord needs to know that. If the landlord doesn't do that correctly, put the right stuff in the paper, and then serve it to them correctly, the judge will throw that out. Now, I don't know Colorado law, okay, but I imagine it's somewhat similar. So you may want to talk to your attorney or talk to a landlord-tenant attorney to see if that notice is valid, because it may not be.
I talked to the police and that attorney. He said it's not valid.
Okay.
And that they have to go and file something through the court.
Okay.
So I'm going to be stubborn and let them do that.
That's fine.
So I will have time.
You're within your rights to do that. If I were you, ma'am, I would just, you know, if what you told them that you fell or whatever, if they ask you about the injury, just say, I don't want to discuss it. Okay.
Did I just catch you right? You said, if they ask me, so I should tell them that I filed. See, what I'm nervous about is what's going on. I'm scared about how I'm supposed to behave between now and when they find out that I filed.
All right. Did you file with the police? Are the police going to file charges?
The police told me to get
a lawyer.
Restraining order on that woman.
Did you do that? Do you want to do that? Did you do that, or do you want to do that? You haven't done that, right?
I have not done that. I backed out of it because I thought when the guy gets out of the hospital, everything's going to go back to normal, but it's not.
So what are they going to find out you filed? You mean the lawsuit?
Oh, when I do file on Tuesday, I'm going to file on Tuesday for my personal injury, and then, for my shattered arm, I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, right, and they have not served me a proper eviction notice through the court, so I'm waiting on that. So my main question is, how do I behave between now and then? Because I'm scared I have to go onto the property every day.
I don't have a good I don't have a good answer for you, Greek girl, on that.
Okay.
I just don't, because it's an awkward situation, right? If they come over and they start asking you questions or harassing you, your recourse is to file the restraining order or contact the police. But you still have your horses on their property. It's gonna be weird. I mean, so my advice is, if you can find somewhere else to store your horses so that you're not suing somebody who also has a degree of control over your horses, I think you should get the horses moved, and that'll make the lawsuit much easier to go forward with.
And my peace of mind. You know what? You're right.
That's my advice.
Thank you so much. You know what? That's the solution right there. I'm sorry I took so long explaining my situation, but you really helped me.
Great.
Thank you.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize. This is a chance. You took the opportunity. That's all right. You just understand some stuff is very hard to answer. That was a confusing story.
It was really good.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Being stressed out about it is to probably get out of there.
Yeah, because we're in different states too. That it always varies. But I just said, don't apologize. God bless. Keep in touch and call back anytime you want, even when Joe's on. Okay.
Okay,
I'll do about 15.
Your time.
You're welcome. I can do about 15 more minutes.
Much love.
All
All right, guys. 15 minutes left. That's it. I'm just gonna answer questions in the chat. He got to go. My man. Damn, dude. I just had it up. Yeah. Oh, there are. Why do cops ask for consent to search a vehicle and you say no, but they do it anyways?
That's a good question. Look, the cops, all right, they can search your vehicle under two conditions. Is number one, if they have probable cause, and number two, if they have your consent. Now, even if they have probable cause, they were going to try to get your consent, because that gives them a double layer of protection in the law. So when you get an attorney on your case and you start fighting this, okay, the lawyer is going to look at your case and be like, oh, well, they had probable cause and you gave them consent. We can't fight this. Okay. So don't ever give them consent. Don't give them consent. If they go in and they search your vehicle, then in court, they're going to have to prove that they had probable cause. That gives you a fighting chance. They're just covering their ass. They're creating extra layers of protection. They're going to go in if they want to go in. And the other thing, too, is the officers may not know the law. I mean, sometimes they have to call district attorneys, this and that. So they're just going above and beyond to make sure they did a good search. Don't ever give them consent. Make them articulate the probable cause and go in without you doing your consent. And Vaughn, I'm 36 years old, but I do look young.
We going to next?
Yeah.
Happy Quills, I need you to send that question because I can't find it and I really want to know what you said. Is there a minimum amount of money you can sue for? Is there a minimum amount of money you can sue for?
No, ma'am. You can sue. Well, I don't want to say that. Certain types of cases actually have statutory limits. For example, when you sue the government under certain circumstances, the amount of money that you can get is written into the law. But most cases, personal injury type stuff, contract disputes, you can ask a jury for as much money as they want to give you. That's why you see some verdicts out there. I mean, you'll see attorneys who've won $20 million. I mean, there's been billion-dollar verdicts against, these massive companies. So no, there's no limit what you can sue for. Now, a contract might limit that, or like certain money damage type cases. That's a tough question, but generally I would say no limit unless there's a contract or the law says otherwise.
Thank you, Joe. Very good answer. I didn't know. Joe Nee, I didn't know nothing about that. What we got here? Everything music and guitar. How about you just try not to get arrested by not doing crimes anymore. After I got out of prison, that's what I did. No more crime, no more prison. For me, it was a very easy life choice. Congratulations, everything. But this ain't about not going out and get arrested. Well, actually, it's all about that. This is knowing the law. Simply, the viewers are asking specific questions, and a lawyer's answering them, giving his time. This is where it's not about. This is about knowing the law. Period. Civil rights, criminal rights, Constitution, gun rights. It's just knowing the law. This is what it's about. It's not. Yeah, of course, don't go out and get arrested. Absolutely, I agree with you. But I mean, some people are already in trial. Some people might have got arrested and didn't go to trial. They're just trying to learn their rights, trying to know it. Like, I wish I had something like this when I was 18 and I came by it, because I completely screwed my life up by taking a plea for adult probation to get out of jail quick. And it was only 6 months probation and turned into, I'm 30 years old and got 9 years in my 20s. So, but I agree with you, man, but it's not about that, man. It's we're just trying to learn the law, bub.
I'll be back in about 2 weeks, just FYI. I'm going to try to come back in 2 weeks.
No doubt, Greek girl. Those questions. I skipped so many. Dude, what Happy Quills, please send the one about the dirty COs. Radical sent me them. Hold up, I got questions. I forgot you sent me them in Discord. All right. JJ, thanks. I'm talking against physical damage. All right. JJ's Q, is there a minimum amount of money? Okay. Amethyst, we're going through to get the expungement right now because our case got dismissed. Now they're trying to get me for a PTR. I don't know what that stands for in your state. Do you know?
No.
PTR, post-trial.
Right.
Post-trial restriction, post-trial. What's PTR in your state? All right. Now they're trying to get me for a PTR from 6 years ago. Probation something. On my last day, it's definitely some probation, reinstating it. And I have a warrant without bond right now, shaking my head. They want 120 days. You have any advice you could give her? We would need to know what the PTR is, Amethyst, or 2 years, but I'd rather do prison than county. Iggy, are you getting these messages? John, can't right now. Shit came up, but he is going. Oh, man. Where's the questions at? I'm talking against physical damage about the money. Money amount.
Physical harm, you're not going to be limited by a statute unless you're suing the government. Physical harm, you can get as much money as you want. And then gaming, dude, you commented depends, small claims, etc. That a small claim is a small claim because the person bringing the case is only asking for a certain amount of money. But you, as a plaintiff bringing a case, you can ask for more money. But in Pennsylvania, for example, under $10,000, well, in my county, Allegheny County, under $10,000 is a magistrate. Up to $35,000, you go to an arbitration board. If you're asking for more than $35,000, you go to a judge or a jury.
We have heard about inexcusable actions by COs and subsequent inmate on inmate assaults. What recourse do convicts have during or after an abusive event? What recourse do convicts have? What's he asking me?
Yeah, I get what he's asking. Is this somebody, if somebody's been abused in prison, what can they do? What recourse, like what steps can they take to right that wrong?
To sue? Basically?
Yeah, or anything. Sure. Recourse just means anything they can do
to rehabilitate their mind, like a trauma.
And recourse, like what steps to make the wrong right.
So basically, suing.
Suing. Yeah. You can sue for that type of thing. Now, a lot of attorneys don't. The case has to generally be pretty good because the prisons have a certain degree of leeway. But I mean, if we're getting into serious types of abuse, okay, you can definitely sue, and there are attorneys out there who specialize in it. Civil rights type cases. They can sue the prison. Prisons get sued all the time. Now, smaller case where, a CO maybe whacked you a little too hard or roughed you up, that can be more difficult. But I mean, something, you know, and I think you guys understand what I'm getting at, like sexual misconduct, etc. Yeah, you get an attorney. An attorney can take that case, and you can sue the government for that.
Amanda says, my bro is fighting for custody for his daughter. He's been trying to see her for 2 years. The mom keeps skipping court, and now it's the Men in Black child support. Is there a way around this?
Let me see them. My bro's
Right
fighting for custody. He's been trying to see her. The mom keeps skipping court, and now it's the Men in Black child support. It's the men. It's the. Well, here's the thing. You just got to get in family law cases. You just got to keep going before the judge. All right, and if she's denying custody to your brother, if she's denying him, he needs an order from the judge requiring her to turn over the child. And if she refuses that order, she can be held in contempt of court. You can have a hearing holding her in contempt of court. She can put in jail, fined, etc. So really, you got to get an attorney, and you just got to stay on top of it and just keep all the bullshit that happens, just keep taking to the judge over and over. Eventually, the judge is going to come in your brother's favor, as long as, you know, shit's going good for him too.
Yeah. Everything music and guitar shenanigans. Yeah, man. Dude, I feel your pain 100% because you don't get that time back. And we all made that mistake. Now, lucky, I only had 6 months probation plea, but like I said, it turned into 9 years overall. And I went from juvenile probation to adult probation. So I've been on probation since I was 14 till I was 29. I absolutely understand that, man. And that's kind of we're from your last comment about just don't get arrested. That's kind of based on what this is too. We're trying to help somebody, teach them. Don't, maybe a high school kid watches this. He hears all this. Next thing you know, he gets arrested, and he knows what to do, and he ends up getting something nice, and then changes. He knows the law better to not plead guilty like that. And then when you take it to trial, I get the chance of it being worse, but they spend tons of money to go to trial. Like, trial costs so much money. That's why you get your head cracked. But at the same time, if they don't have a case, like if they're trying to play you, like I said, and here's the court of common pleas. They want you to plead guilty to anything, even if you're innocent. They'll give you 5 charges. All right, I got you. They'll give you 5 charges, and then they'll throw away 4 to get you to plead guilty to 1. But that's how they get you. Now, taking it to trial costs the state money. The chance of that is they won't take you to trial. They'll dismiss it, because if they don't have a strong case that they think they can win, because it's never 100%. You got a chance, they got a chance, 50-50. So if they don't have that chance to win, they're not going to pay $30,000 to take you to trial. But you end up getting 7 years, and you might be better off the trial. I don't know your case. Just got here, no clue as to what's going on. How much time? You done?
I did 2 more questions.
Wiggy, don't let others ignorant stop you from what you're doing. No doubt, hand the light back.
And then I'll get some stuff ready. You can stay on for a few minutes. And then,
okay, cool.
If you want to.
2 questions, guys, and I'm just going to pick them up. Where'd it go? Some of my friends got some fat checks. Oh, I wanted you to speak on this. So Raymond Knight, good dude though. He's not being cocky at all. I know what he means. Some of my friends got some fat checks, like $30, for not having toilet paper here and there. Man, the lawyers take all the money in the end with the class action.
Listen, on a class actions, all right, that's mostly for the lawyers, okay? Because you have 3,000, 5,000 people in a class action, and then they even if they're splitting up $100,000, it's a couple bucks per person. All right, it's not much. Sometimes you're better off taking a case, getting an individual lawyer, but on something like the toilet paper, you're only you're not going to get anything if you just sue on your own.
That's it for questions, guys. We're going to wrap it up because Joe has got a birthday party, but he'll be back. We're going to try to focus on gun laws, gun rights on the next video. Hopefully, we both can do enough research where I'm going to come with questions. He can come with answers. You guys come with questions. we're gonna come on answers.
And we'll
go
do
ahead.
2 hours too. We'll do 2 hours. We'll do longer. I know this was short, and then
I'm gonna say, well, he gets his stuff ready.
Go.
That
thank you, everyone. Joe Palmetto Law Show. Thanks.
Mhm.
Let me get this.
before I end it, you can say something again. Or
Okay.
I just want to touch up on
Yeah.
All right, guy. What was we just talking about? Damn it. Oh, that lawsuit about toilet paper, right? I just want to explain something I went through real quick. I don't know if it has anything to do with, I don't know if it will give, just listen. Look, that's a gravity skill. I mean, law skill. I mean, that's a tattoo I was telling you guys about with Lady Liberty holding, but the scale, because that's called the justice scale, I'm going to have uneven because that's how it is. It's uneven. But never mind. That's neither here or nor there. I'm wrapping up with this, guys. We'll go live again when I get home. Now, listen. I was in a hole, and I had a cellie. All right, I'm in the hole for about a month at the time. I just got my sentence. PRC wasn't letting me out. All right, so now I'm sitting in the hole. I'm about to do my bid. 60 days in the hole. Dude, my toilet breaks. It's stuffed with pee and poop to the brim. In the hole, you don't have nothing. There's no extra sheet, nothing to cover with. All right, I stayed in that cell for 4 days. Got sick. The chemicals had to eat in there. Like, that was a lawsuit. That was inhumane. They couldn't do that to me. But listen, they did not let me. I couldn't get a letter out. My mail would disappear when I sent it out because you're in the hole. You got to give your mail to a CO to take it out. Go look at it. Say you're writing a state grievance or my stuff going home. Because the only way you can file a lawsuit is getting someone on the street. No, when I got out of the hole, nobody on the street got my letters telling them do something. I'm in a cell with a broken toilet 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 4 days straight. Then they finally changed it one day. He got to go. Last thing I'm saying, I got screwed with that. And then when I maxed out, okay, I was 9 days. This is the last thing I'm saying, guys. I was 9 days past my max date. All right, I was in the hole of Camp Hill. I went 9 days past my max date every day, dude. You understand? I am livid right now. I'm in the hole for like 45 days, 30-something days, something like that. I don't even remember. And my jail sentence is over. My prison is maxed out, dude. I'm supposed to be on the street. So I was going crazy, bro. I thought, like, dude, I'm never going home. I'm telling the COs, dude, I'm maxed out. Like, let me out. That door is supposed to legally open 4 days ago, 5 days ago, went 9 days back. Listen, they said I was playing crazy. They blamed me for playing crazy. Then I called Captain Sergeant. They looked my sentence up, right? It said the day I went into prison, all right, the day I went into prison and left the county was July 14th, 2015, all right? So that's the day I entered prison. Your max date, when you go into prison, your max date goes in the computer, your status sheet, it's there, right? Mine said, I forget what the word was. Like they were re-evaluating it. Like they were waiting for my max date to come in digitally. 9 days are going by. Bam, bam, bam. Dude, they will not let me out of jail. Prison. Now, mind y'all, I'm in the hole. I can't do anything. I can't call home. Letters, forget about it. Letters take too long. So I'm stuck like Chuck, dude, and I'm going crazy. My cellie's like, wow, I can't believe they do this. But everyone's screaming at the door, Iggy, you're going to get paid. Don't trip. You're going to get paid $1,500 a day every day they keep you illegally. All right? When I got out, 9 days later, I wrote records. Finally, I wrote a request for the records. Okay? I said, I'm past my max date. What are you doing? I'm filing a lawsuit. It's a wrap. They let me out on the 9th day. When I got home, Friday, I got released on Friday. Monday morning, a PO calls me. Says, yo, come down to the courthouse. They want to see you, the judge. I just got out of prison. 4 years. I go down there, right? I'm scared as hell. I'm like, what the hell do they want with me? Listen, I call in the courtroom. My judge is there, goes like this. They give a contract. They put paperwork in front of me. If you file a lawsuit, go ahead, file your lawsuit. You got one. My judge was like, you definitely got one. You will win, no doubt. But if you sign this paper to not file a lawsuit against the state, I'm going to close your probation out. 3 years of state supervised probation I had. That means I deal with a state parole agent on county probation. Dude, I was like, where do I sign? Who cares about that money? But that's just to show you how bad they didn't want me to file that lawsuit and it be out there that they held me in jail illegally for 9 days after I just did 4 years. Yeah, I said that. I think I said that last stream.
You might have. I didn't realize.
You want me to wrap it right?
What judge was there? You got a few more minutes.
Oh, he's a few more minutes, guys. But yeah, it's crazy, man. And that's nuts, man. Let me touch up on the chat real quick. But don't trip, guys. I'll go live again as soon as when I get home. I'm gonna upload that video I was telling you guys about. I have another one with Perez on the phone from SCI Fayette. I'm gonna try to put something together. I might not do today. But I'll go live again at some point. First, we're going to upload the video. I'll premiere the video so we can talk in the chat. Thank everyone for coming, guys. It was a good stream. Woo!
I changed it up a little bit. I'm about to go to a party. I would just say, I mean, Iggy's he's got 1,000 subscribers. All right. This is some really good content. He's bringing an attorney on here. I mean, you guys should send, if anybody can make a donation to him, send him a super chat, etc.
Yeah, thank you.
You'd be doing a good thing.
Hey, Joe, thanks for saying it. It's all right.
He's not going to ask, but I'm asking for him, okay? But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, guys, that's my, he's cool as hell for that. So I got to be appropriate about it. That's cool, but I don't ask, and it's absolutely fine. No, there's absolutely not required. No one has to do super chat, but I didn't know he was going to say that, but he's cool. It don't matter. Everyone approaches YouTube different, you know what I mean? And that's just, like him to take time. He's really the one that should be getting money for real, because like lawyers are paid off their time like that. It's all about time, hour rates. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're paying for a lawyer. And, so he's really the one that's getting money, but maybe one day when if I ever make enough money, one day he comes on, I'll start throwing him a couple dollars, but you know what I mean? Well, I'm out here just doing it right now, but I'm staying legit. That's the main thing. No, Happy Quills. It's all right. No, guys, it's okay. Trust me, it's okay. Oh, don't. Hey, Joe Nia, stop capping, bro. Stop talking about my mustache, dog. Real shit. Man, last night she gonna say, man, get rid of that mustache. Shave your face. Yeah, I'm like, man, I got the 5 o'clock shadow look. Hey, Joe Nia, I'm gonna ball you up on sight if I see you. You want me to wrap it? Yeah. All right. Got you, bro. All right, we're about to roll out. I'm going home, guys. Should I go back? Hey, guys, should I go down to the gay pride parade and film it? They're doing it right now. Who thinks I should go to the gay parade and film men on men in front of children? What the hell, cuz? Ooh, that gets me turned up. Do you know Gabriel Reunion and Dwayne Wade, okay? Dwayne Wade got an 11-year-old son. Do you see how all these transgender children are 11? Why are they all age 11? It's everyone that hits the mainstream media is age 11. Transgender boy, age 11. Well, let me tell you, Dwayne Wade has a son with another woman. Gabrielle Union, that's her stepson. You know what she done? She brought her stepson to a gay pride parade in Miami. Footage got that grown men naked in front of a kid, and the kid don't say he's transgender. Look, guys, it's crazy. I'm out of here. Much love. Call in the nightlife call-in show. We're doing Club Truth. You know what I mean? Getting Iggy with it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I gotta press the button because we gotta roll. I can't do a long goodbye. Look, guys, drop them comments. I'll be back in a little bit. Promise you. All right, one love. Iggy MB5679. Like, share, subscribe. Truth or die. Go hit my man Joe Palmetto show, because you already know. Little bro, big bro. And this is how we do the true shows. Ain't no capping, Jonia. Stop playing, yo. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Iggy MB579. Like, subscribe. Bang, end.